Hi there. I have some pretty good news for the Softube Console 1 fader and channel users, and specifically those who use it with Logic Pro, as there was a quite challenging issue with communication between the Console 1 and Logic Pro. I worked with Softube Support to kind of help them to trace it down, and they just came out with the new version of the console software, and it works great. So big thanks to Softube guys who fixed the challenges that they had with Logic Pro, and now everything works great. So let's dive into it and see, how it works now with Logic. All right, let's dive into now to Console 1, and yeah, the latest version that they actually announced was 2.6.7, and that fixed the big issue that it had with Logic Pro. The hardware itself is extremely good. It's fast, it's precise, all the controls, the knobs are excellent. So the hardware was, and has been, like always, extremely robust and good. The faders are extremely fast. Let's, for example, do something like this. You can see in the upper screen desk view on it, but you can see how quickly basically the faders are reacting. There is a nice haptical feedback also, knowing where you have the unity gain and all that. So once you are in the spot, you feel it. They have also features that when you are kind of overdoing it and it gets overloaded, it starts to shake. So it has all this type of great functionalities, but what was annoying was that it didn't function well with Logic Pro, specifically if you have multiple MIDI devices as I have. So for example, I could now go here and select a track from here. Now everything works actually great and smooth. Then one big thing was that it didn't synchronize with the channel plays. Like if I go here and I want to basically I want to open the folder track, it didn't follow. Now it does. So that was one of the big things. But anyway, like now all the synchronization challenges have been fixed, and it works extremely nicely. And of course also if you have the Console 1 plugin in it, as you can actually bring that in, so you can easily bring a Console 1 to get here. Let's put it in a stereo mode as it is in the bus, and now basically if I'm calling it, I can of course use it. But that wasn't the issue in past, but the issue was really on the communication, which is now worked. The device itself is excellent. It's I think from the fader units what I have, it is definitely from the best one in that respect. And I've been now using it together with the MP MIDI, so that from MP MIDI I can basically then control my plugins. Let's go to a channel where I have, let's go to the channel where I have many plugins. So from here I can basically then recall a plugin. I can, let's go to like Renaissance X. So I can tweak, sorry, not that one. I can tweak it easily from here. But then also if I would like to recall, I can also go from here and recall, for example, the Console 1 plugin if I want to use it, and when I want to use it. Anyway, a quick summary and update on Console 1 from Softube Mark III and channel and fader unit. They now work seamlessly, excellently with Logic Pro. Thanks Softube for fixing that issue. I have to say that now after that, this is pretty much the best fader that is out there. There are some things and I feel that they are working on it, but like with Logic, it's pretty amazing. It works like a charm, and it's fast, and so on and so forth. So if I, for example, now go there and I then want to open it, close it, so you can see from the video how quickly the faders are reacting, and they are extremely precise. Anyway, also the software is great because now you can then utilize the console and if and when that fits your workflow. But here I have a mixed setup where I actually have mix of MP MIDI and then a fader unit here with Softube. This is something that I'm testing out and finding out that how it works. And there are some great things here also regarding on here, because I have the button page. So here I can also here I have my soft buttons programmed in MP MIDI, and you see it from the video. And then this basically is now for the faders and then controls when using the channel module. But here, for example, I can now control Logic and do different type of things what I have programmed here. So the mix of these two is pretty awesome, and that's something that I'm now testing with my workflow. All right. Okay, so that's a wrap regarding on the Softube Console 1 and how they fixed it for Logic Pro. Anyway, now it works great, and that's one option for you to consider when considering controls for Logic Pro. I have two I can highly recommend. Like, it depends again on your workflow. So if you want to have more kind of traditional hardware and then Softube Console 1 is definitely a killer from a hardware point of view. But then if you are more into touchscreen and you want to use device like MP MIDI, that is also awesome for usability with Logic Pro, specifically with the Logic control that they now just brought into it. So both kind of have got excellent updates. A fix from Softube Console 1 was excellent and great, but also the Logic Pro Logic controller for MP MIDI that they have just introduced like a month ago or so is great. So you have now a lot of good options that you can use with your workflow and see that what fits for you. Or do you use them both? Like, I'm planning to do that. Let's see how it works out. I think it works out well. Anyway, both have faders, both have controllers to control plugins and channel strip. So it's also a bit of a taste issue here. The price range is still like one thing to consider. This is around like 700-800 euros and with VAT 0. And this one is like, I think it was 1,400 together with basically with the channel and fader together. Of course, you can also buy them separately, and then they are around like 1,000 euros or less than 1,000. Actually, the price of 1,400 was also VAT 0. So if you add a VAT, then it's around 1,000 per unit. Anyway, that's a wrap for today. Hopefully you liked the video and updates. And also remember to subscribe for my channel. Thanks for watching. Bye now.